Hello, wonderful Taurus. This is Gwendolyn. Welcome back to the channel, or if it's your first time here, welcome. This video is going to be a monthly Tarotscope for Taurus for May, and happy birthday to all of you Tauruses who are in May, as well as those of you who are at the end of April. We have a nice new moon at the middle of May in Taurus, in your first house of the self, Taurus. So you may begin planting new seeds of who you'd like to become. The first house is a house about identity. It's the house of the self. So when we have a new moon in your first house, you know, here in your birthday month, it's a wonderful time to begin, you know, planting seeds or considering new ideas about who it is that you would like to be or become in the course of the next 6 months. You might see some nice development with that, because that's when we, you know, it'll take 6 months for the full moon in Taurus to come about, and that's when you'll be in the spotlight 6 months from now. But at the beginning, you know, it's a new year, a new you. In numerology, we change our personal year on our birthday. And if you'd like to learn more about that, I have videos about how to calculate your personality number or your life path, or you could check my website for that. Basically, for the personality number, you add your month and day. And then if you want to find out your life path, you add your month, day, and year, and make sure you use all 4 numerals of the year. And then I have videos on that as well. So what else have we got going on? In May, at the end of May, we've got, I believe it's on the 29th, we have a full moon in Sagittarius as well. And that's in your 8th house of death, rebirth, transformation. So it's sort of like the middle of the month is when you get to think about the new ideas about who you want to become, sort of like growing that new person of who you want to be. And then by the 29th, it's like shedding a skin. You know, the 8th house is like a type of death. So maybe it's shedding an old skin of someone who you used to be. So let's take a look at what's coming up for you, Taurus, for May. 6 of Earth. By the way, I'm using the Vision Quest deck here. I'm really loving this deck. I got this for my birthday this year, and I am super loving it. You've got 6 of Earth as your opening card. I'll hold up each one of these. And 6 of Earth is, it's normally represents coins or pentacles. And here it says breakthrough. So I'm still reading this as a breakthrough for you, Taurus, sometime this month. You know, again, as you head into your personal new year, and a new personal year, and your birthday month, I do see that there's breakthrough here. But I also see that it may be like it's germinating under the surface, or that it's in delay in some way, that it's not quite here yet as the month opens. I'm trying to get the light on this correctly. Can you see that? There we go. So it's a sunflower here with this image that's emerging from the sunflower. And whenever I see cards in reverse, I always read them as there's either doubt, fear, or resistance that's holding it beneath the surface. So there's a breakthrough here ready for you, Taurus, but I just see that it's in delay, or that there's something that you need to let go of to have this breakthrough come to you. And then the next card we have is Ace of Air, which is in reverse, and then also Mother of Air, which is also in reverse. These 2 cards, this normally represents the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Swords. So what I'm seeing is that there's some truth that you need to acknowledge, some boundary that you need to define, and basically, what do they call it when you enforce a rule? This is a truth. This is an aha moment, Ace of Swords, or Ace of Air as it is here. It's a new idea. It's truth with a capital T. It's some like revelation. But there may be a way in which you're trying not to see it. Like you know the truth, but you're trying to ignore it. And this is saying that you see the truth for what it is, Queen of Swords or Queen of Air, but you're not enforcing that boundary. or that you're not saying what's on your mind. It's sort of like there's a little bit of an emperor's new clothes moment here when we have Ace of Swords in reverse, Ace of Air, and Queen of Swords in reverse. There's a truth that is right in front of you, but you're either not seeing it, or you're not acknowledging it, or you're not wanting to see it, and you're definitely not speaking up about it. You're saying, we're just going to let that slide. I see that this is true, but, you know, the Queen of Swords in reverse is someone who doesn't speak up, someone who doesn't acknowledge the truth, someone who doesn't bother setting a boundary, you know, who's really wishy-washy. That's sort of the opposite of Queen of Swords energy. So I'm going to invite you, Taurus, at the beginning of the month, to not only acknowledge the truth that's right in front of you, to embrace that aha moment, this new idea, but also to be firm in your boundary setting. Speak your truth. You know, declare this truth. That these Queen of Swords usually holds the Ace of Swords. She's usually got it right in her hand, so it's very interesting to see these two pop up together. And when she's holding it up, she's saying, I declare this truth. I know what's right. I know my principles. I know my boundaries, and I'm willing to defend them with the sword of the truth. So if there's any blocks or hesitancy there, Taurus, I encourage you to speak your mind. Speak your truth as you see it. Excuse me. And then I also see here we have the moon in reverse. This is a major arcana card, and this has to do with weighing things. Oh, sorry, this is Son of Water. I apologize. It looked like the moon card for a second. So this is equivalent to the Knight of Water. This is a love offering. Usually this is the Knight of Cups. And this means a love offering either from you to someone else or from someone else to you, Taurus. And it could also represent a water sign. So you could be dealing with a Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. But with this in the reverse, what I'm kind of getting is that there's this love offering that's being blocked or delayed, mostly because this truth is not being acknowledged. Gosh, there's some sort of truth that's wanting to come through and really give you this breakthrough. Really give you this like aha moment, this feeling of expansiveness and courage and boldness and vitality. But as long as it's being ignored or not acknowledged, this love offering is also going to be kept in delay, in shadow, in the dark, waiting. Whether that's from you to someone else, Taurus, or from someone else to you, this energy of Knight of Cups can't come through unless this Ace of Swords and Six of Coins breakthrough moment is seen and acknowledged and even talked about. Queen of Swords is very clear and precise in her speech. So I think this needs to happen in order for this action to be taken, which is being clear and direct, in order for this to come about. It may mean that also that you need to be clear and direct with a water sign person, perhaps someone who's younger than you, and you're not wanting to do it. I'm seeing that these two are facing away from one another, so it could be that, or you could be dealing with an air sign or a water sign, but I'm seeing, Taurus, somehow that you're not standing in the boldness of your truth, or you're not saying what you need to say, the truth that's right in front of you, and therefore it may be causing odds with you and a water sign person, or there's an offer of love that can't be made or that's in delay because this isn't being acknowledged or dealt with first. So that's the first part of the month that I see for you. And also I'm seeing a lot of this pale blue color. You can see these colors in the sky. They're almost like running together here. And I'm seeing pale blue as being the voice of reason. Pale blue, usually, or medium blue even, represents clarity of thought in the mental state. It represents air. So there's going to be a lot of clear thinking here, but not necessarily clear speech. You'll know the truth, but you're trying not to see it or say it. Once you do, all of these turn right side up. Page of Cups, the offer of love is there. Knight of Cups. the Mother of Air, the Queen of Swords, the Ace of Swords, which is the truth, and the breakthrough all come through in upright once you declare what it is that the truth that you're seeing. These are actually really great cards. So the fact that they're all in reverse just says you need to remove some doubt, fear, or resistance. I'm guessing about speaking your mind, especially related to something, and therefore having this aha moment. Both of these cards speak to that, and allowing this offer of love to come in. So that's the first part of the month there, Taurus. There's a nice breakthrough available for you if you will look the truth clearly in the eye and say it. Then in the middle of the month, we've got some change coming up. This is like ready for a new beginning. I really love actually this breakthrough and this Fool card together. It's like this, once you acknowledge this truth, you can move forward and move forward almost like fearlessly. This is the Fool card in most decks. This is the Clown. And Clown and Fool are basically open to all of life's new opportunities. It's like being ready for a new beginning, smelling that fresh new rose. This is a lot of springtime energy to it. You know, May is time of Taurus. It's time of when nature busts forth with all new energy. And this is like you saying, I'm ready for a new adventure. I'm ready for new life. I actually just see you sort of skipping and dancing like this clown is in this card, and saying like, hey, I'm ready for fun. I'm ready to feel carefree. I'm even ready to feel a little bit silly. Like Fool embraces a good sense of humor. So it's saying that once you acknowledge whatever this breakthrough is, it really sets you free, Taurus, right here in the middle of the month and right here around this new moon. So it's almost like a new you is emerging and you feel freed up. So again, by acknowledging that and saying something about it, making it real, this happens for you. You get set free, and it's just like you invite in a world of laughter and being childlike and being just free in almost every way. So it is that breakthrough eventually coming. Then in the middle of the month, I see 10 of Air, which is, in this card, it's called negative thinking, but this is the equivalent to 10 of Swords. And this is what I'm seeing. You know, 10s are a completion. 10 is when we let go of something and it begins something new, because it's essentially a 1. So these two are interesting together because it means that as you let go of this negative thinking, this old serious way, you see these are all vultures here. It's all like about death and dying and despair, and you know, it's all this sort of overly serious themes paired with this Clown or Fool card. I really see, remember I was using that term, shedding the snake skin? This isn't quite at the end of the month, but I see that you're in process with this, because as you're letting go of these old thoughts, you become carefree, like you don't have a thought or care in the world, Taurus. So middle of the month is a really good time to evaluate any sort of thoughts, beliefs, ideas, from the past that are burdening you or draining life out of you. You can let those go in order to have this carefree Fool energy. And then I also see that there's Queen of Cups here, called the Mother of Water, in reverse. So again, you may be dealing with a water sign that you're not necessarily seeing eye to eye with. This is Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. And Queen of Cups is usually someone who's very compassionate, very nurturing, very intuitive. But there may be someone who's normally that way who isn't being themselves, or not being their normal self. It may mean that you're feeling a little bit emotionally unbalanced at the middle of the month. You know, as you're confronting some of these old thoughts, beliefs, ideas, you know, it may send you, sometimes when Queen of Cups is in reverse, it can be a little bit of insecurity or obsession or just being emotionally off, being emotionally turbulent. But I also see that you have 7 of Wands here. And here it means endurance. So it means going through the fire anyway. It may be a trial by fire to let go of some of these old beliefs. And it could be that you are working through some old emotions, or that it's it's letting go of those beliefs are making you struggle emotionally. But if you can persevere through it, if you can endure, stand up for what you believe in, even if it makes you emotionally unbalanced, this gives you great strength. And this card is known also as success despite adversity. So I'm going to encourage you, what I'm really seeing all of this is being like standing up for what you think and what you believe and letting go of old negative thoughts that are no longer serving you. And then you just become this carefree, jubilant, childlike, laughing character. It's really wonderful. It's almost like be serious about what matters and let go of being serious about things that don't matter. Because it's only going to send you into emotional turbulence. Stand up for what you believe in. Say it, is what this is saying. There is, towards the end of the month here, this card is 5 of Wands, which sometimes shows of competition. Here it's called stress. And, there may be like little problems that crop up towards the end of the month. Sometimes this is like parking tickets or traffic or just like all the things that are petty annoyances that can bother you. I sometimes read this card as competition. It's just stress. It's Mars energy. It's fire. It can be aggression. But I also say when this card comes up, there's this Buddhist quote that says, enjoy your problems. And so whenever I see this, I just say, don't let the little stuff get to you. I think it was Muhammad Ali who said, it's not the mountain that kills you, it's the pebble in your shoe. So that's what this card can sometimes feel like. So make sure you empty out any little pebbles in your shoe. For some of you, I'm getting that it might be tying up some loose ends, like you see something that you've been wanting to finish up for a while, and it's just constantly gnawing at you, or it's kind of just like annoying you. Just wrap that up is also what I'm getting from this card too. It's like petty annoyances that you can just clear out so that you have this fresh, fun, new, cheerful, carefree energy that new moon, your new self, is wanting to emerge. May 15th, it's right there. And then towards the end of the month, interesting, we have that full moon in Sag, and here it is the moon in fire. This card is called success or victory. And this is the 6 of Wands, which means success, reputation, victory. It is sitting high on your horse. I'm actually getting that this Sag moon is going to be transformative for you, Taurus. I get the sense that you may have to overcome some fear, some doubt or resistance towards embracing it. Because we have success in reverse here, but the energy of that card is present. It's just that you may not trust, is the word I'm getting, your own creativity, your own balance, your own synthesis. This card is called integration, and it's the equivalent of temperance in the regular tarot, or, in the standard. So this is a card about mixing elements and finding balance, combining things and creating things. This is a very free card too, just like this clown card or the fool card. I'm really getting the sense by the end of the month you come into the sense of integration and balance and peace and order, which allows your natural inherent creativity to show forth, Taurus. And then you also have one more card, this Knight of Air. I get the sense, this is also the Knight of Swords or Son of Air. I get the sense that you don't want you're afraid of things moving too quickly towards the end of the month. You're afraid of things just kind of getting out of hand and getting out of control. So if that's the case, or you could be having challenges with an air sign person. That could be Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. There could be some tangles with them. That's what this could be about. But they're minor. Keep that in mind. Keep it in perspective. Because success is here for you if you want it. It goes from 5 of Wands to 6 of Wands. So know that, they're upside down too. If you're struggling with an air sign person, mostly I'm getting you just want to like slow things down. Because Knight of Air can sometimes go way too quickly, be way too sharp with his words. If you are too sharp or cutting with your words, it will impede your success, especially at the end of the month, especially too if you're engaged in any sort of conflict. So watch what you say. You don't want to take on the negative side of Knight of Air, which can be blunt and cutting, and not considering others' feelings. He just wants to charge full speed ahead and cut through anything, but that would impede your success or victory here, Taurus, towards the end of the month. So be careful to be gentle with your words, especially if you're dealing with an air sign person. And this will come about for you. This is the Sag full moon. It'll be transformative for you, and you'll have victory. And you will get to this place of integration, is what I'm seeing, is if you can be careful about how you deal with any conflicts towards the end of the month. And with this full moon being in your 8th house, Taurus, you know, it's like a death and a rebirth. And it really brings you to this place of great peace, great tranquility, great balance and order. And it really opens up your creativity, which I'm seeing these two as almost the most powerful cards for you this month. This Fool card, the Clown, the new you emerging that's carefree and joyful, and your creativity is blossoming. This is the Weaver. This is the person who brings together multiple elements, and you can see the birds flying off the tapestry here. So I'm really liking both of these for you, Taurus. So I just want to wish you a happy birthday. I hope May is a beautiful opening month for you. Stand your ground, say what's on your mind. Don't worry about letting go of old thoughts and fears and beliefs and ideas, even if it sends you emotionally askew. You'll come into some nice freedom here, some nice, I just get real lightheartedness for you. And then if you entangle any problems, especially with an air sign towards the end of the month, just watch how you handle it. Handle it gently and gracefully, especially with your words. And you get this wonderful victory right around that full moon. And it puts you in a really good place, Taurus. So that's my reading for you for May, Taurus. Happy birthday to you again. And if you'd ever like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so. Please visit my website. And if you like this reading, feel free to give it a thumbs up or share it with another Taurus who you think might enjoy it. And as always, I just want to thank everyone so much for watching. Yours in the stars.